Hey everybody, this is Café con Leche with Matt, some inspiration and ignition for you all. I'm going to show you here how to make a traditional Spanish Café con Leche. When I say Spanish, I mean from Spain, because anywhere else you go on the planet, if you order a Café con Leche, it can mean different things. So one of my purposes in life is to bring a little bit of Spain, the culture, the flavor to you. So what I first should explain to everybody is what is café con leche. Literally, it translates to coffee with milk. So café, coffee, con with leche, milk. So the traditional way that you would make Spanish coffee is you do 3/4 roughly of this kind of vaso, glass of milk, and then the key is the café. So I mailed to you, sent to you, this espresso macchinetta. That's Italian. That's basically an espresso machine. So what this machine does is it makes espresso almost in an upside down fashion. When you go into a coffee shop, you see them take the little pod, they get the grounds into it, they put it up, and then the espresso comes down. What happens here is the espresso actually comes up. So what you want to do is fill this base, this pod, and everything is in that box right there. When you open it up, clean it out, rinse it out, of course, and fill it up right about to that little screw there with water. Now, depending on where you live, if you have really clean water that's not super hard with minerals and you can drink it straight, go ahead and use that. If you have sketchy water, use filtered water, bottled water. Go ahead and put this pod in right here. If it's too filled up with water in the base, water will come up through these little holes. If it does, just wipe it out. And I've got to tell you, if you're rolling with me, you've got to use Spanish coffee. This is Saimaza. Now, the unfortunate thing about Saimaza is once this stock is up for me, they're no longer going to be a part of my life. I called them, I asked them if they would export their coffee so I could import it here, and they told me no. And I said, pretty please, and they said, nope, we just aren't going to do that, don't do that, not part of our business model. I said, totally understand, but I will not drink coffee that they cannot send here in large quantities, because that is part of the vision of what I'm doing. So as I'm telling you about that, I'm a little frustrated and upset with that, but that's their business model, so that's okay. I'm not going to ask them to change their business model for me. But I am talking to one of the biggest, most awesomest coffee producers and distributors in Barcelona, and they're going to send me some. So you fill this thing up with coffee, make sure to flatten that out. And then you're going to screw this on. There is a gasket in here. There is a rubber gasket that you want to leave in here. You can take it out to wash it, but this is going to prevent steam or anything from coming out of this seal. So when you screw the top onto this, you want it to be tight, but not too tight. You're actually going to see some space right in between here, and that's okay. So once you've got your coffee in the pod is in the base is filled with some most amazing, awesome water, and I would recommend a great organic whole milk, so you can have a nice clean café con leche. You get this all fired up, make sure it's with Saimaza or a soon-to-be different Spanish coffee, and then you throw this thing on the fire, you ignite it, you fire it up, and I'll send you another video with a couple of tips of how to mix and make your café con leche.